Here.
We had an officer making a stop of a suspicious person this morning, and a City of South Fulton officer pulled up to assist him in that stop. The suspect produced a handgun. There was an exchange of gunfire. The suspect ran off. Our officer gave chase. There was another exchange of gunfire. Then our officer returned to give aid to the City of South Fulton officer. Both officers were injured by gunfire, and both were transported to Grady, where they both are right now.
Okay. I know the chief has addressed his officer. If you just speak to your officer, anything you can tell us as far as possibly how long they've been up before us, how they're doing tonight?
He's a relatively new officer, but came from another jurisdiction, so he has a lot of experience. And one of the things that I was very pleased with is part of our training is tourniquet training, and we issue all of our officers a tourniquet, and we believe that that might have saved the South Fulton officer's life today, the fact that our officer put a tourniquet on him.
And if you could talk about that, because I know Chief Meadows did talk about that a bit, how your officer rendered aid to the other officer.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, he again chased the suspect, had another exchange of gunfire, and the suspect went down, and then our officer immediately returned to render aid to the more injured officer.
And this.
So just to be clear, so your officer actually was wounded and still was able to go help this other officer?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Can you speak on that? That's pretty heroic.
Absolutely. Absolutely it is.
How does that make you feel as a chief?
Very proud. Very proud.
And again, can you touch on where your officer was hit?
I'm not going to get into the specifics of the injuries right now. I'm not going to get into the specifics of who these officers were. We'll give it some time. You know, let them and their families heal.
They should be okay, though?
It's my understanding. They both should be okay.
Do you have any info on the suspect
Yeah.
at this point? Any criminal background? Have you all had any other run-ins with him?
Not that I'm aware of at this time, but also realize, you know, the GBI is here. We're still at the crime scene. GBI investigates officer-involved shootings, and it's kind of their show, and so we're just providing support to them to assist in their investigation.
Chief, when's the last time you had an officer that was injured in the line of duty?
Last time I had an officer injured in line of duty.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Well, I mean, officers get injured.
Officer shot in the line of duty.
The last time we had an officer shot in the line of duty was
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yes, sir.
And you were the chief then as well?
I was not the chief then. No, sir. No, sir.
When you get that call as a chief, I mean, I know you can rehearse it in your head, but getting that call as a chief, what was through your mind?
Well, I think getting that call as a chief, being at home, being with my family, and having to come down to it is one thing. I was a quarter mile away when the call came out, so I wasn't necessarily thinking as a chief. I was thinking as a first responder of getting to the scene, making sure it's safe, attending to any injuries, you know, as the perpetrator in custody. That was my mindset. And then I would like to thank all of the local jurisdictions that showed up. At one point, I was in the middle of the crime scene. I turn around and there's at least 100 cars, police cars on both sides of the road, everyone just offering to assist. It was wonderful. And then you kind of kick into chief mode that, you know, hey, we've got a lot of stuff to do to investigate this, you know, make sure our officers get to the hospital safely and all that.
Yeah. Chief, this is the second tragic incident that we've seen involving officers here in South Fulton. Of course, the City of South Fulton,
right.
Now one of your officers, one of theirs. This just really speaks to how just the everyday can just turn so quickly for you all.
Absolutely. I mean, our officer was not dispatched to a call. He was driving down the road. He saw someone crossing the road, jaywalking across the road. He stopped him to identify him, and the person produced a weapon and started firing at him.
A witness at the hotel says they saw the suspect take a gun to their head and shoot themselves in the hotel parking lot. Can you speak to that at all?
I cannot.
They're still investigating how the suspect...
Correct.
Did the suspect say here?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you know what is the rest of the procedure for having a roadblock? Any idea how long that could last?
Well, the GBI is working the scene right now. They're taking measurements, things like that. And as soon as they finish with that, we hope to reopen the roadway.
Anything we're leaving out, Chief? Anything you want to add?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.